Welcome back to another great episode of Kicks Convos. I'm your host, Coach Dion Bethea. Hey, listen, I got a very special guest today. I got Coach Chennis Berry, South Carolina State head football coach, Mr. National Championship. Yo, I'm so excited to have you on, Coach. Welcome, man.
Hey, man, to God be the glory, man. We're in the building, man. I'm glad to be here.
Man, I'm glad you're here, too, man. I'm glad you made some time for us today, man. I've been wanting to do this for a while, and I'm glad you, like I said, you broke away, man. So, let's jump into it, man, because I know your time is money. So, let's get to it.
First of all, man, I'm glad to be here. Like, honestly, when you hit me up, man, and just talked about, your theme in general, Kicks and Convos, man, that just brought joy to my heart, to be honest, man, because I'm about kicks and I'm about conversations. So, all in all, man, I'm grateful to be here, man. Thank you for thinking about me, man. When you hit me up, I said, I'm going to find time to make it happen, man. So grateful to be able to do it.
Hey, I told Jacob, I was like, having like different college coaches on here, I said, yo, Coach Berry, he's definitely top 5. I was like, no particular order, but when you talk about swag, I mean, you definitely at the top of the list because I check you out on the sideline, man. And then I had my first time to check you out up close and personally this past season as well.
Absolutely, thank you.
But you was doing your thing. But Coach, I wanted to jump right into it, man. So, coming up, what was your first pair of kicks like that meant the world to you?
Well, wow. So first of all, I came up with humble beginnings.
Okay.
So getting a pair of shoes was that was big because I'm the youngest of 3 boys.
Okay.
My brother Marcus and my brother Steve, and I'm the young guy. I'm the June bug of the family. So everybody, I'm Chennis Jr., but I was the one named June bug growing up in humble beginnings in Cleveland, Ohio. Just know that. So getting a pair of shoes wasn't no easy task. So I remember, man, if you take it back to the 70s, I grew up in the early 70s and early 80s. So we got these shoes called Jocks, man. So you never heard of that. And Pro Kids, those were our shoes. Like if you look them up, man, Jocks, man, we had to get those at like Payless shoe stores.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So we didn't have a lot of drip, man. We were just grateful to have a pair of shoes, man. So, all in all, I can remember the first shoes that really had an impact on me was probably some Converse.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so if I think back on my upbringing, I didn't play organized sports growing up because I was a heavy kid, so I couldn't make the weight limits.
Okay.
So I didn't really play organized sports until I got to probably middle school. Okay. So, when I got to middle school, I can remember a pair of Converse, right? So they were, the Magic Johnson back in that time had these Converse that were purple and gold. So our team colors were purple and gold. So the first pair that had a significant impact on me were, if you remember, Magic had a pair, Larry Bird had a pair, and I had the purple, gold, and white Converse because it was a team shoe. This generation, they got all kind of different shoes on, man. They don't wear like team shoes. So I can remember we had the purple, gold, and white Converse. So that one probably made the most significant impact in my life because that's the first time I had probably a name brand shoe.
Man, the Converse shoe was great because I was a big-time Magic Johnson fan. So anything that he put on and he touched, I wanted to have. But now you're right. But another thing too, though, Coach, like early on for you, like what sports were you into?
So I grew up playing basketball.
Okay.
Growing up the way I came up, man, you can find a basketball goal pretty much anywhere, man. And I would spend hours and hours on the basketball court. People really don't know my story, but I ended up, blessed to get a full scholarship at Savannah State College at the time.
Okay.
And that gentleman right there on that wall, Bill Davis, he offered me my only scholarship offer.
Yeah.
And it was off of playing basketball. He never saw me play football. So it was kind of true story, man. My senior year in high school, I went to Redan High School in Stone Mountain, Georgia. Because I moved to Atlanta, metropolitan Atlanta area for high school, and we were in a tournament, a basketball tournament, in Savannah, Georgia, at Windsor Forest High School, and I had a pretty decent game. I was a starter on the basketball team. I wasn't a great player, but I played my role. I was the best of my role. I was a 3.
Okay.
I played the 3, man, and had a good tournament actually. So in football, my last year, man, we were 1-9, man. We couldn't win the coin toss, man. We were junkyard dogs, man. We were awful at Rita High School, man. So obviously that a lot of offers didn't come from football. I was a defensive end, tight end in high school, and then I went into basketball season, and we had played in a Christmas tournament, and Bill Davis was in the stands watching the tournament. Yeah. And it was crazy. After the game was over, he came down to me. He said, "Hey, young man, you play football?" I said, "Absolutely, I do. I play at Reading High School. I play tight end and defense." And he said, "Well, I'm offering you a full scholarship to come to Savannah State College." And that was my only offer. Wow. But I always tell people, man, opportunities don't go away, they go to other people. So I took advantage of that opportunity of a lifetime. Lifetime of opportunity is right now. You got to take advantage of that opportunity, and that was my opportunity, man. So basketball is really how I kind of came up. Football was a thing I did, but I could never, like as a little kid, I could never make the little league football teams because I couldn't never make the weight limit. I was a heavy kid growing up. And basketball was a thing that I can go do all day, every day. Mom didn't have to worry about me. I can go out there and just shoot. And I would be at the playground. You know, back then we played on playgrounds. Yeah. You know, you didn't have to worry about a gym. And I can walk with dribbling my basketball up and down the streets of Cleveland, Ohio. I can go find me a goal to be able to shoot. So, you know, a lot of times we didn't have a net. You know, back then, you know, they had them chain nets. If you find a place with a chain net, we just go out there and hoop, man. And just hoop all day. So I would say football and basketball are my sports growing up.
Well, you know, they also say this, man, a lot of times that like great football players just happen to be great basketball players. So I'm gonna go ahead and put you in that boat.
Okay, that's right. That's right. That's right.
But then, so you take the scholarship, or you just kind of wait it out?
Oh, absolutely. I took the scholarship. First thing smoking. Like I say, I come from humble beginnings. So if somebody offered me an opportunity to get my education and play the game that I love, because I did love football. Yeah. And it was just an opportunity to open up for me, and I, you know, had a great career at Savannah State College at the time, and got my degree in business management. That was my first degree, and then I went on to get my master's degree, and I've been giving back to this game of football, you know, back to young men for the last since 1991. So it's been a great journey for me.
Nah, we can tell. We gonna get to that. But so one of the other things I wanted to ask you too. So like while you were playing in high school, of course you played in the Converse, right?
No, actually. Let me take you when the real drip started happening.
Oh, that's what I'm talking about. Let's
talk. So we were the Rita and Raiders. Our colors were gray and navy. Okay. So if you remember, the Georgetown Hoyas had those gray and navy Nikes. High tops.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's when the drip started coming into life. That was my best pair of shoes growing up. Those gray and navy high top Georgetown Hoya Nikes. Oh man! So that was our drip in high school.
Hey, don't worry, I got a picture of that. So I'm gonna make sure I post
absolutely.
I got you, man.
Oh yeah.
Nah, but you know, like of course back then too, man. Like everybody wanted to wear Nikes. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? Absolutely. Like everybody. So you wore Nikes in high school, and like, did that make you like, okay, I gotta have the freshest Nike all the time?
Absolutely. I had that. That's when the drip and the swag started happening in my life. Yeah. The transition started happening because you start having a little confidence. Because I truly believe if you look good, you feel good, you play good. Oh yeah. So I believe in the shoe game. The shoe game has to be top of the line. You know, I'm a shoe game now. You know, like I have to have it. So yeah, in high school is when I really, like I say, in middle school is when I wore those Converse, those Magic Johnson Converse. Yeah. Then when I got to high school, got on a team that we start wearing those Georgetown Hoya Nikes, man. The Nike game, the shoe game had to be on point.
Absolutely. So did y'all wear that in college too?
We wore Nikes in college as well.
Oh yeah. Yep. What kind? Do you remember? Or it's just a Nike shoe?
You know, obviously we played football, so it was just some cleats, man. Whatever they gave us, man. Oh, yeah. we wore. But I tried to. You know, I wore the spat. You know, I was one of them offensive linemen. I went as a tight end, but I ended up eating my way into a left tackle. So you know, I would spat mine up though. I put a little black spray paint. You know, back then we didn't have black tape. So you know, you spat them in white, then I would spray paint them and had the black tip. Oh, yeah. You know, so that was my swag back then.
But who was your favorite player back then? Like, you know, like just coming up, growing up and stuff, because like you was a basketball guy, but transitioned to football too. But who was your favorite basketball player and football player at the time?
Well, it had to be in basketball because even though I was a 3, you know, everybody loved Mike. You know. Mike was the guy, right?
Yeah.
But I was more in the realm of Barkley.
Oh, yeah.
You know, Charles Barkley, the round mound of rebound.
Oh,
you
yeah.
know,
Undersized forward.
Yeah. He was basically a 3, you know, undersized guy. And that's kind of who I looked at, man. I was more, like I say, if I had anybody I looked up to, it was more basketball guys more so than football guys.
Oh, yeah?
And that's just to be honest, man. I was you know, football was probably always in me. Leadership was probably always in me. I was never the best player on any team, but I was always a captain. I was always in a leadership role. So I didn't know back then that God had for me to be a football coach.
Yeah.
Really never knew it. But I was always put in leadership roles.
Oh, yeah.
So it was probably, you know, when God, you know, shined down on me a long time ago, he probably knew that this was my calling. This was what he wanted me to do, was coach the game of football.
Yeah, because I mean, Barkley, like, you know, to hear you say that, like, and just watching you and how you carry yourself, like, one, nobody can never question your toughness. You know what you bring to the table. Well, Charles Barkley.
Charles Barkley.
You know what I'm saying?
That's
But that is a great person to, you know, like, nah, I want to be like him, because he was nasty and all that, man.
That's right.
But
That's right.
did you ever get a pair of Barkleys, like those shoes?
No, I never had a pair of Barkleys. I remember those shoes, but I never had a pair.
Don't worry, I might have to hook you up and then let you put them on. Put a little South Carolina State logo on there for you.
There you go.
I gotta hook you up.
There you
man.
go.
I'm
There
gonna
you
make sure
go.
I take care of you.
Oh, yeah,
man.
absolutely. Thank you, man. I appreciate it.
But like, okay, so you go to college and then you said you graduate. So what was next for Coach Berry?
So, you know, graduated, man. You know, we all had the aspirations, right?
Yeah.
And, you know, one thing that they couldn't take away from me was my degree. So I was the last graduating class of Savannah State College before they transitioned to Savannah State University.
Okay.
So 1996 is when I graduated, and really didn't know what direction I wanted to take. But because I was always in a leadership role, I graduated and didn't really know what was next. So my head football coach at the time, my first 2 years was Bill Davis. Okay, from 91 to 92. Then he left to take a job at Tennessee State. Well, we got a head coach by the name of Joe Crosby. So Joe Crosby, I was his guy, I was his captain, I was his leader, and then he ended up leaving to take a job at Morris Brown College in Atlanta.
Okay.
And I graduated on June the 12th. I'll never forget it. It was a Saturday. And on June 14th, I was his new offensive line coach at Morris Brown College. And, you know, that was my first job. You know, but you're talking about minor setback to set you up for a major comeback. Nobody knows this because I've had such a great career. But my very first job, I got fired.
Wow.
Yeah, I got
Coaching
fired.
football?
Coaching football.
Wow.
So adversity struck me at a young age. You know, you're talking about the guy that was my coach. I was his leader. I was his guy. And the very first job I had when the season was over, I was coaching at Morris Brown. We played against Clark Atlanta University, and that was our rival. And when the season was over, I'm thinking I'm going out recruiting, and he called me in his office and he said, "Chennis, this is the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life, but I got to let you go. I got to get some more experience." But what I didn't know then, that setback set me up for who I am today. Because when you hear me say, you know, I'm motivated by things like that, that motivated me. Because that day when I got let go, I think it was a Monday, I get a call from one of my good buddies and one of my mentors, Wesley McGriff. And Wesley McGriff, Crime Dog, called me and said, "Man, we got an opportunity for you at Kentucky State University." And I went on to Kentucky State University immediately, and that's when my career started blossoming. I ended up getting my master's degree in public administration. I play as the greatest fraternity in the world, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. And you know, I started meeting people, and people started seeing the value of my work.
Yeah.
And from that point, it just started happening for me. I left Kentucky State University after the 2000 season. I became the offensive line coach, run game coordinator at Fort Valley State University.
Okay.
So I was there in 2001 and 2002, did a really good job there. We were a playoff team, won a lot of games in the SIAC, and then I ended up getting my first Division I job. That same guy that was my head coach at Kentucky State University got the North Carolina A&T job as the head coach. He brought me in to be his offensive line coach. So I was there 2003, 2004, 2005. Okay, we won the MEAC in 2003. Which was pretty cool, right? Our very first year. And then in 2005, he promoted me to offensive coordinator. I was one of the first play caller offensive coordinators in America. You know, a lot of times O-line coaches get the title of being an offensive coordinator, but they don't call the plays. The quarterback coach calls the plays.
Yeah.
Well, I've been calling plays since 2005 which is pretty cool. But that minor setback set me up for a major comeback. And I always tell guys in this program, man, you got to be ready for your moment and your opportunity.
Yeah.
And I took advantage of every opportunity, and my career has just been just increased from that point forward.
Yeah. No, I mean, it goes back to when you was playing basketball and the coach took a chance, offered you that scholarship.
That's right.
Like, he might have been there to see somebody else, and he walked away and was like, nah, I got to have Coach Berry.
That's right. That's
but
right.
but then too, like the thing that I'm really impressed with, because, like, I don't think hard times is talked about enough, because like you were saying, it's all about the bounce back, because you did get the opportunity, but you probably didn't have the proper experience at the time, but you didn't let that set you back. Absolutely. You was like, nah, I need to be a whole lot better, and it put you in a position to, get that next one. I mean, like, and that was so important for you.
Absolutely, man. And again, a lot of people talk about, the successes that they've had, but the failures that you have sometimes set you up for who you are now and the man that you become. I always talk about fall in love with the process. Surrender the outcome. Don't worry about the outcome. That's where I get the 1-0 thing from. Okay. Everybody wonder, well, Coach, where did you get this 1-0 from? Don't worry about the outcome. The outcome's going to take care of itself. Win the day. Yesterday is history. Tomorrow's a mystery. Today is a gift. That's why they call it the present. So dominate the present. Don't worry about nothing else. Tomorrow's not promised. What can I do about the last play? In our program, we talk about playing the next play. What can I worry about? I can't worry about the last play that I just messed up. Get ready for the next play. So it's about taking advantage of opportunities, because, again, opportunities don't go away. They just go to other people. So you got to be ready for your moment. But you got to talk about the failures. You got to talk about the setbacks. You always hear me talk about keeping my receipts. I keep receipts. Because what motivates me is when somebody tell me I can't do something.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When God tells you what he's going to do for you, and he keeps his promises. And I trust and believe that. And when you're in a leadership role that I'm in now, man, as the head football coach at South Carolina State, I get to be the head football coach. I don't got to be. I get to be, right? When you're in that role, man, it's expectations. You got to think about it, man. I followed the legendary Oliver Buddy Pugh.
Man.
Willie Jeffries.
Both of them big time. Yeah.
Bill Davis. When you go into our stadium every day and look up at those rafters, you see championships. There's an expectation here. The expectation is to win.
Yeah.
And I love working at a place like that because, God called me to be here. It is, he gave me a gift to be a change agent.
Yeah.
To be a transformational leader. He gave me a gift to be able to do that. And my time here, there's a dash in the middle, right? I was hired here in December of 2023 and don't know when the good Lord gonna tell me it's time to move on. But I got full control of that dash in the middle. I have to control the controllables. Work hard in making my name. I got a clean sheet of paper and it's up to me what I put on it. And I've been here 2 years thus far, going into my 3rd season. I love it here at South Carolina State. And people talk about leadership all the time, but winning on the football field is way bigger than what people see on the outside, right? You have to have great alignment with administration. So I'm blessed. The 2 head coach jobs that I've had, Benedict College, and obviously here at South Carolina State University, I have great alignment with the athletic director, Oliver Buddy Pugh, and our president, President Conyers. And when you got alignment with administration and your boss, and when alignment comes together, now you can get the fruits of your labor, man. So I'm grateful. I'm super grateful.
Now, we see it, man. We see it. And the other thing, too, like just listening to you, talking, I see a lot of stuff on social media about, how great you are. But, just being around you, I mean, I'm ready to get that jersey on now. But I see why the young men want to come here and play for you. Because, one, I mean, they come here and play at South Carolina State for Coach Berry. They come in playing for a great human being that cares about it. Because, a lot of coaches don't understand, like, regardless of me being the head coach, I got to have a relationship with all the kids.
Amen.
Because, again, they came here to play for you.
Amen.
And then, like, with the staff that you have, too, like, you got an amazing staff. And you got some, like, again, great people around you helping you be successful. And with that being said, now I got to talk about this, too. So, we talk about the shoes and stuff. We all got our church shoe that we wear, right? So during your transition into coaching early on, because you wasn't wearing cleats all the time, what were you wearing?
Man, I've always been a shoe guy, man.
Yeah.
You know, I love this new generation thing that's going on now.
Yeah.
Because if you see me, man, what I'm going to go for now is, okay, I'm going to get me some Jordan 1s, you know, the Jordan 1s.
It's a must. It's a must.
Hey, man, I'm going to give me a nice pair of Air Max.
Oh, yeah.
The Vapor Max is what I like.
Like the ones you got on?
Or you can have the Vomeros, or you can have the Pegasus. But my shoe game got to be on 10.
Yeah.
You know, and like you can wear the blazer with a nice pair of sneakers.
Yeah.
See, my wife knows two things, okay? I don't have a lot of habits,
Yeah.
okay? But two things that are important to me is cologne and shoes.
Absolutely.
I don't have habits. I don't have a lot of other habits, but I have to have my shoe game has got to be on 10,
Yeah.
and I got to smell good. That's important. That's extremely important. But when you go back and think about it, I've rocked the Kohans. You know like a nice pair of Kohans, but now they're transitioning the Kohans to sneakers.
The sneakers.
You know, because that's basically what they are at the end of the day, right? The
favorites, yeah.
comfort. So I like comfort, but I gotta have the drip though, man. The swag is important, man. Like on our Bulldog walk, you may get some videos of our Bulldog walk. All right, when we walk out, I want to match my blazer or my handkerchief
With the shoes.
with the shoe game.
Oh, yeah. Got to, man.
You got to. In game day, like my shoes it's a certain way. If you looked at the Celebration Bowl, I had the Vapor Max, the royal blue, but I had the royal blue sweatshirt with the big block S in the middle. So I got to match it. If you see me with the white bubble coat, the drip, right? I got to have the Jordan 1s, you know, because the Jordan 1s are a little bit more comfortable than the Dunks. People like the Dunks, but the Jordan 1s bring a little comfort and a little swag.
Yeah, the low tops, man.
gotta
I mean,
have
the
low
high tops are cool, but you know, getting older and stuff, I love the low tops. But I've been, like I said, I've been checking you. So, but okay, so is it comfort or is it drip or is it both?
Oh, it's got to be both.
Both.
You know, I'm not going to use the term older. As I get a little more seasoned, right? I use the word seasoned. Comfort is important, but also you got to have the drip, man. You look good, you feel good, you play good, man. If you look at, man, like my players feed off of that too. Yeah. Oh, they look at me like they like the drip. They tell me, Coach, I mean, them swaggy right there, Coach.
Look at what Coach coming in here.
Make you feel good, right? Make you feel good.
Yeah.
Right? My guys know that. Coach B gonna have big coach gonna have some swag on his feet now.
But you know too, like I do feel like this, like me having the opportunity to coach college for the 1 year. I do think that they, like recruits, when they come in, they want to see who they playing for too. Cause I mean, like if you the average Joe, like it's like, man, Coach Berry over there, and he got some exclusive Jordan 1 lows on. You know, like they look at that stuff, and you know, like State been, you know, Nike for a while. You know, but bringing that swag in here that you bringing, I mean, you think recruits pay attention to that?
Absolutely. So again, when recruits come in, I'm gonna put me a nice blazer on.
Yeah.
With the block S pen. I'm gonna have me a nice button up. And I'm gonna have me a nice pair of slacks on. But when you get to the shoe game, I'm gonna wear some J's the week the recruits come in. See, because the young guys, even though I tell them all the time, listen, man, y'all didn't even see Jordan play. Okay, they love to wear all the J's, but they didn't really see the Jordan that I grew up watching. So I always get on them about. So, but they love a good pair of J's. So every time the recruits come in, Coach B gonna have on a fresh pair of J's now, no question about it.
Let's be honest. How many times you sat on your couch yelling at the TV, thinking, I would absolutely crush it if I had an opportunity to get on that game show? Well, now it's time to put your money where your mouth is. Introducing the Game Show Challenge. It's a live hosted experience where you are the contestant. We're talking a massive LED stage, a real host, and you going head to head with your crew. You'll be buzzing in, spinning giant wheels, and let's be real, talking a little trash. The best part, you don't have to be a genius or a pro athlete. These games are built for everyone to win, and you might even have a shot at a $100,000 prize. Their slogan says it all. Real buzzers, real laughs, unreal fun. Whenever you're in Greenville, Charlotte, or Atlanta, or in the Vista here in Columbia, grab your crew. Use code Kicks Convos at checkout for 10% off your booking. at the Columbia location. Head to their website and book your spot in the spotlight right now. Nah, I mean, but that's so important, man. And like we got like this thing that we do, like back in Columbia with me. I had somebody make me a blazer coat. It was like a white blazer coat, and they put like a war eagle on the back with rhinestones. So I was like, man, they trying to dress me up like Kim Mulkey. But because the young lady that made it, man, I mean, she mean the world to me. So I was like, you know what, for Miss Hall, I'm gonna put it on. So with me coming back, she gave it to me when I left to go to Georgia Southern. But me coming back, she was like, I want to gift you with something. And she was in there crying and stuff. So it was a game that we were playing at home. So when I walked out the back with it on, everybody was like, yo, he got the blazer on. We ain't never seen this. And they was taking pictures. But then I was like, don't forget about the shoes. So I had some smooth Jordan 1s on, like the low ones. And they were going crazy. But again, like, I think we all feed off each other because, like we're Facebook friends and I follow everything on social media and stuff like that. And it's like, nah, Coach Berry got some heat. I got to see if I can, like, match that. I mean, it's not a competition, but at the same time, it's like, nah, we want to make sure we continue to keep setting the standards because you do have a lot of other coaches that look up to you, you know what I'm saying? And, just want to be in a position where they can sit there and do some great things too. Because I don't think a lot of young coaches understand how hard it is to get to the position you in, because it is a lot of hard work and sacrifice to be in that position. You want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, definitely. When you're blessed to become a head football coach, a lot of people are depending on you.
Yeah.
It's not just your players and your coaches or your trainers or your managers. A lot of people depending on you. Bulldog Nation is depending on you. But what people don't see, you become a head coach is, the sacrifices you have to make.
Yeah.
A lot of times, man, when you sit in the seat as a head football coach, winning games are important, but winning souls is probably more important to me than anything, man. Yeah. And Bulldog Nation, alumni, fans, they want to see wins. I mean, that's an expectation, but the sacrifices that we had to make to get to that point. People see Saturdays, the 3-4 hours of the game, but it's so much work that goes in, man. I believe in you plan your work and then you go work your plan, man. But you spend a lot of time away from your family.
Oh yeah.
You spend so much time because you're so driven. Like I'm a driven coach. I come early, leave late because I want to be the best in the game. To be honest, I believe the separation is in the preparation. You don't ever have to worry about a Bulldog football team not being prepared, but that preparation takes time.
Yeah.
And when you come home, you want to be a father and a husband.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But me, because I'm so driven, like I'm getting ready to take a little trip with my wife, right? And take a little vacation, which the reality is we don't get away much, to be honest, because we're so driven. Even when we're away, our mind is always back on our job. But I'm learning now to, try to separate the two, man, because my family is extremely important to me.
Oh, yeah.
My wife, my kids. But there's sacrifices that are definitely made. But at the end of the day, there's an expectation to win. And it takes a lot of work. You plan your work, then you go work your plan. And I'm just grateful to be able to work at a university like this, man. There's an expectation to win, and so far so good, man. We've been driven and continue to go 1-0 every day and fall in love with the process.
Man, I've been watching, man. So you already talked about the fans. I was going to ask you about that because South Carolina State fan base is incredible. Like how you feel about it?
Oh, Bulldog Nation, man. Let me tell you something, man. I've been a lot of places.
Yeah.
I've coached in the SWAC. I've coached several schools in the MEAC. I've coached in the SIC. I've never coached in the CIAA. But let me tell you something. Bulldog Nation is special. First of all, I love our fan base. They're outstanding. They love Bulldog football. They love the Bulldogs in general, man. When I realized that when I came here, man, that regardless of where we go, to be honest, Bulldog Nation is going to be in the building.
Yeah.
I don't care if we're playing in D.C., we're playing in Norfolk, wherever we go, Bulldogs are going to follow. They're going to be there. And I'm grateful to work at a place like that, man. Football is important. They care about Bulldog football, man. So much pride and pageantry and things that happens on campus, man. Homecoming. It's not just homecoming is special. Every home game is special. Just away games are special because when you look up in the stands, it makes you feel good as a head ball coach, regardless of where we play. The Garnet and Blue are going to be in the building, man. They really, really love this program. And I'm grateful for each and every one of our fans. They make sure they pack Oliver C. Dawson Stadium each and every week, man. They make sure when we're on the road, they support. They're financially supporting as well.
Yeah.
I believe everybody wants to win, but it costs to be a champion.
Oh, yeah.
And especially with this NIL and rev share and, facilities. You see the facility upgrades, man, because it's a different world that we're in now. It's a little bit different. These kids deserve things because they go out and represent with that block S on their chest, and we owe it back to them to be able to provide the right resources for them to be able to, for me, it's about recruit them, retain them, develop them, then graduate them. I want to be able to have them see it all the way through.
Oh, yeah.
A lot of times you'll see where you recruit a kid, then in a year or two he's gone somewhere else. No, I want to retain them.
Yeah, keep them here.
Then I got to develop them, right? I got to put the finishing touches on them.
Yeah.
Then I got to see them walk across that stage on Mother's Day. So now they're getting ready to compete in this game we call life. Because this game has an expiration date. It's going to end.
Oh, yeah.
People think that they're going to play football forever. No, it's going to end. So my biggest thrill as a head football coach, when they walk across that stage with their degree in hand. Their degree in hand now sets them up for this game we call life. Yeah. All of them not going to the NFL. Majority of them are not. A slim percentage of them may make it to the NFL. But that pro game and that game of life, those jobs, to be able to, this past year, I was able to coach in the Legacy Bowl, right? That's the all-star game for all HBCUs in New Orleans.
Yeah.
And, we had great representation. We had the most players on the team. I think we had about 8 players on the team, right? But my biggest thrill is when the game was over, and yes, we did win the game, one of my players, which is our starting quarterback last year, Billy Atkins, he went to the career fair, which is the largest HBCU career fair in the nation, all right? And he ended up doing an interview at the career fair. And I tell him, you get one chance in life to make a first impression. Yeah. So he was suited and booted, haircut, looking good, because that's how he's trained in this program.
Oh, yeah.
And he went there, made a great impression on a big-time financial management corporation, and now he's working a 6-figure job, making good money. And now he's ready. The tools that we put in his toolbox prepares him for this game we call life.
Oh, man, that's awesome, Coach, man. I mean, that's so big time just to hear you talk about that, because, again, I think a lot of times that stuff get left out, which brings me to the next question. Your players and stuff, right? Mm-hmm. They play for you. They come here because they want to play for you, even the ones that play for you at other places. Why do they come back? Why do they come back?
Man, let me tell you something, man. And I can say this with joy in my heart. It's the relationships, man.
Yeah.
This is a relationship business. If you don't have relationships, you won't get anything out of them. They don't care how much you know until they know how much you care.
Bingo.
And when they know that you genuinely love them, we're going to coach them hard, but we're going to love them harder. Think about that. A lot of the young men that I have, fathers aren't in the house. So the reality is their coaches are their motivators, their counselors, their leaders, the people that they look up to. We have such an obligation as coaches that we don't really realize the obligation and the impact that we have on young men. This game of football transcends to the game we call life. So the reason why guys come back, whether my players I coached at Southern, North Carolina A&T, players I coached at Howard, all the different places I've been, because I've been to 9 different universities. They know that I genuinely love them. And they know now, as a head coach, I look back and I see them now, and they're getting a little more wisdom, and now they're fathers, they're husbands, and they're sending me pictures of their kids and the accomplishments that they've made as fathers and husbands and their marriages and things that's going well. It's because of the toolbox that we put in them when they were young, when they were in that impressionable. I tell them all the time, I tell our coaches, we have an obligation. We coach young men at a very impressionable young age, 18 to 23. A lot of shaping and molding happens right there. So we have an obligation to how we dress, how we speak, how we talk, how we interact. That matters. So the reason why players come back, and I tell them, man, the experience that, I'm very big on this, the experience that they have while they're with you is the reason why they want to give back.
Yeah.
If they have a bad experience when they're with you, they're not going to want to give back. So our players give back all the time because they know in this program, we're going to love them. We're going to love them. We're going to coach them. We're going to love them. We're going to build relationships. We're going to get in the community. If you look in this great community of Orangeburg, South Carolina, we're in this community because this community is good to us. So we're about building relationship. This is a relationship-centered business. It's a people business. if the player, he can be an outstanding player, but if you can't get him to play, you just got a player. You got to get players. You got to make average players good and make good players great. See, on this level, FCS, HBCU, you're not going to get the finished product. We got to coach them. But the only way we're going to get something out of them, we got to love them.
Yeah.
That's what it's all about at the end of the day.
Yeah. Everything you just said, that's the true definition of a great coach, and that's why you have the type of success that you've been having.
Amen.
Yeah, but we're going to play some games right now, Coach.
Some games?
Yeah.
Okay.
You know, like this is like one of my favorite, man. So call this the shoe game. So I'm going to show you 2 shoes, and then you got to pick which one you like the most.
Okay.
And then you can give us reason why. All
Okay.
right? So I'm going to start out with the Travis Scotts. Travis Scott lows, okay.
Okay.
Even though I know they're not South Carolina State color, but I can see you getting away with this, all right? So we got the Travis Scott lows here. Let me go ahead and make sure everybody see this, even though Jacob's going to do a good job putting it up there, but I wanted you to see it. So Travis Scott lows. Jordan 4s, retros.
Oh, it ain't even close. It's not even close, man. We getting the Jordan 4 retros, man.
He going with the retros.
Oh, I gotta go with the retro.
The retros.
I can see them. I'd get bow-legged and pigeon-toed if I wear some of those, man.
Oh, man.
Oh, man, you start walking real good with those, man. No question.
Jordan 4 lows, they definitely like big time.
Oh,
All right, so this one right here going to be a tough one. So got the Jordan 1 lows, all right?
One of my faves.
Jordan 1 lows,
Oh,
all
yeah.
right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so you got that. Let everybody see that. All right, here we go.
Hold that thought. Let's go back to that. I can see them right now, custom, with the garnet check,
Yeah.
the white laces, or the navy check with the garnet around on game day for me right now.
Yeah.
I can see that.
Nah, I can see that too, because if Jordan, and you know, like this ain't no pitch for Jordan brand, but if you're interested, hit Coach Berry up, because you know they did some HBCU Jordan 1s. So I think a South Carolina State one should be in the works.
Amen.
I'm just saying.
I'm claiming it in Jesus' name.
There it is,
It's
man.
already done.
All right, so you got the Jordan 1 lows, and you got the Travis Scott 6.
Oh, no, I'm going with Jordan 1 lows,
Jordan
man.
1 lows?
Oh,
All
yeah.
right, so we pick another one, Jake. All right, now, this one right here should be pretty good, because, Coach, I can see you wearing both of these. All right, so let me make sure I got my paperwork right.
Okay.
All right, here we go. You got the Travis Scott lows, okay? All right, which is a great shoe. Everybody like this shoe, all right? Make sure y'all see that one. All right. Can't go wrong with the Cool Gray 11s.
Got a pair.
See, that's what I'm saying.
Got a pair, and they look good, too.
So which one?
Oh, I'm cool gray, man.
Cool
I got
grays?
the low top and the high top.
All right.
Absolutely. Oh, those are outstanding.
See,
With
there
a
it
fresh
is.
pair of jeans. Huh?
Oh man, hey, I think they're like everybody's favorite. So Coach, the other thing I like to do on here too, man. So give me your top 3 or 5 shoes. Give me your
Top 3 or 5
Yeah,
shoes?
either, you know.
I'm going to keep it with top 3.
All right, we'll go top 3.
Okay. Any Jordan 1.
Okay.
But I like to go, I'm the guy that goes on Nike.com and I custom me a pair to try to fit my swag.
I like that.
But Jordan 1 low top.
Okay.
I love the Jordan 11s.
All right.
I love the 11s, man. They go good with a lot of things, man. And I would say I'm probably going to take it to, no, it's not a sneaker brand, but I got a pair of Gucci sneakers
Oh yeah.
that are first class. You know, but you only wear them like once a year though. You got to bring those out for special occasions. But I would say if I would take those out, I have to have a pair of Air Max, man.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I take it back to the Air Max 95s, man. When those Air Max 95s came out, man, that was some of the best pair of shoes I've had.
Best shoes, Coach. And the reason I asked you that, because, you know, got a little gift. You know, we talked about this early off camera, but, you know, shoes tell a lot about people. So, you know, let's start with the number 1. So when you talk about Jordan, you talk about greatness.
Yes.
You talk about greatness.
Yes.
And your success, everything leading up to what you're doing, we talking about greatness with Jordan. So I see why you love Jordan 1s, because, you know, Jordan was the best basketball player of all time.
All time.
Yeah, all time. So
Amen.
I see why Jordan 1s are your favorite. So then, like, you know, you talked about the Jordan 11s and stuff, but I got something even better for you. So we go back to you growing up. We talked about Magic Johnson, the Converse. We talked about Charles Barkley and stuff, because, you know, with you and what you bring to the table, you bring a lot of toughness, but you're also a leader. Because Magic was my favorite player. Okay. Magic Johnson is probably one of the best all-time leaders of all time.
Absolutely.
You know, and he always put people in position beside himself to be successful.
Absolutely.
Just like you.
Absolutely.
So, you know, you're giving out a lot of assists right now. But at the same time, like, nah, don't play with Coach Berry because Coach Berry is super tough, and he shows it every day.
Thank you.
All right. Now, we talk about the Gucci shoe, which, like, I got like a lot of those. I mean, you know, like because, you know, at the same time, you talk about swag, being fresh, you know, but being able to sit there and change it up to be grown too.
Okay.
You know,
that's right.
Especially when we out.
Oh, yeah,
like,
absolutely.
nah, I got those too.
Absolutely.
You know, so again, man, like I see why those 3 shoes are your favorite, man, because, you know, just sitting here with you and having you on the show, man, like learned so much about you and your upbringings and stuff, but your shoe game has always been fire. I'm gonna put you on to a couple secrets, you know, later on off camera.
Okay.
You know, to make sure that we can you make it that much better, man. But I appreciate you spending time with me, man.
Thank you, man. I really appreciate it. I enjoyed it.
Nah, and South Carolina State got another great coach that's gonna be on this wall. Well, he's already on the wall, but I'm just saying, like, you know, like that's a lot of great history right there.
Absolutely.
And, you know, like you say, you still got the dash there, so it's a lot more work for you to sit there and accomplish this upcoming year, man, and I'm looking forward to watching it.
Absolutely.
Do you want to give any shout-outs to anybody?
Well, I have to always shout out, you know, my lovely wife. I always have to shout her out. But Bulldog Nation, man, we're super excited. We're getting ready to, a couple weeks out from, you know, report date. And, you know, it's a new team, new season, but our mission doesn't change. Our hashtag for the season is raise the bar, right? Be about results. It's all about results. We're going to keep chopping wood, carrying water, fall in love with the process of going 1-0. So I'm excited about all Bulldog Nation coming out. I have to also shout out my staff, man.
Yeah.
Because I'm very demanding of the guys that I have nothing but the utmost respect for, but they're responsible for our 105 players. Yeah. You know, and we have such a big impact on the lives of these young men every day, and not only winning games, but winning souls, man. And we have such a major impact on their lives. So I want to shout out my staff. I truly believe I have the best staff in the land because it's about the people around you.
But Coach, let me ask you this, because my mentor, you know, he passed away this past year, George Raveling.
Okay.
He always told me with the staff, he said, you know, Dion, just remember, you're only as good as your staff.
Amen.
You know, I mean, is that?
Amen. 100%.
Okay.
You're only as good as the people around you.
Yeah.
But you have to have complete buy-in. All right. You set the mission. You set the temperature. I control the thermostat to what it's going to look like, but it's up to my coaches to get the temperature where it's supposed to be. And I have a coaching staff, and not just my on-the-field coaches, my support staff, because when you're building a program, it takes a village, man.
Yeah.
And you have to have the right people around me. People say, well, what's the secret sauce? Why do we win? We win because, you know, everybody's got talent, but we have discipline, we have structure, and we love our players. And when you have coaches that genuinely pour into these young men on and off the field, I have to give them all the kudos and all the flowers, man, because I'm very demanding of my staff.
Yeah.
But never demeaning, but demanding, because there's an expectation, there's a standard to how we do things here at South Carolina State University. So have to shout them out. You're only as good as the people around you, but we have to have good people. See, when you talk about recruiting for us, even when I'm recruiting coaches or recruiting players, it's not about the best player or the best coach. It's about the best fit. Who fits our culture? Who fits our standards? They can be the best player in the world, but if they don't have discipline, accountability, and all the things that matter, we won't be very successful. So those are the things that really drive us to success we've had. And again, I have a new team, new season, but the mission doesn't change. To go 1-0 every day, dominate the day, and control the controllable. Let's see if we can go 1-0, man.
Man, now I appreciate you, Coach Berry, man. You dropped a lot of jewels today, man. We always know you're going to keep the fly shoes and stuff, man. So, hey, I just want to say, hey, thanks for checking in again. Kicks and Convos, holla at us. We out. Peace.
Go Dogs. 1-0. Let's get it.